thought that when I'll be making this my 1 year video, that I'm going to come and tell you about how it has been perfect. It has not been perfect. One of the things that shocked me the most about living alone was the bills. Jesus Christ. The pump machine is always going bad, and we always have to contribute money. Another reason why I wanted to live alone was because I really wanted to get the opportunity to design my space, you know, the way I want it to. My mom had a way she wanted her house to look. Yeah, like she's really good at designing her home. But her style is quite different from my own. If you get, like, it's quite different. I want my walls white, but my mommy does not think that makes sense. Why will you paint your walls white? Why? So sometimes I have to make the decision between, okay, buying home decor or buying food. See a candle, they say 15k, and you are wondering that if I use this 15,000 to buy rice in the house, I'll be able to eat it for like 2 months. They didn't tell me. Working from home and living alone was a very bad combination. I don't know if you saw my video of when I first moved to my first apartment, and I was like, I don't want anybody to come and visit me. Oh my god, yeah, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have said that. I'm working from home in a Nigerian parent's house. You are joking. Have money. Have money. Have money. You don't want to be hungry. Have money. Have money. Sarah Lale here. Hi guys. Today we're going to be talking about lessons I've learned in my 1 year of living alone. So this is February, and to be, I think, 1 year and 2 months of living alone. So 1 year and 2 months ago I decided to live alone, and oh my god, that not been an easy journey. I will not even lie. You know, I thought when I wanted to live alone, I thought that when I'll be making this my 1 year video, that I'm going to come and tell you about how it has been perfect. Girl, boy, it has not been perfect at all. So yeah, the lessons I'm going to be sharing are definitely not going to be like 100% perfect. So I think I'm sharing 10 lessons, and they are not perfect. I'm going to be like really real with you, as real like as I can be. Yeah, as real as I can be. So yeah, let's get into it. And you know, I'm just going to say this before I get into the lessons, that I would choose to do this over and over again. Like if I was given an opportunity to, you know, make the decision, go back to 1 year, 2 months ago and make decision, Sarah, do you want to do this? Yes, hell yes. I'm going to say yes. I'll do this over and over again. I'll choose to live alone again and again, because it's been the best experience of my life. So yeah, I love that I'm doing this. But I'm going to really be sharing like some truth. So if you're planning to live alone anytime soon, you should really think about these things, because these were the kind of videos I watched before I decided to live alone. And here it is. Number one, there's this peace that comes with living alone that you cannot get elsewhere. There's this peace, yeah. Like, you know, when I first started living alone, I realized that whenever I was home, nothing was going on. I don't know if that makes sense. You know, when you live with family, there's a way somebody will be calling you, Sarah, help me with this, or people will be having conversations. Hey, what do you want to do? Hey, I need to do that. You'll be hearing people speaking and everything, and sometimes it can disrupt your brain and all. In fact, one of the reasons why I wanted to live alone was I just wanted my quiet, you know, a controlled quiet in my house, in my space, where I could just decide that I don't want any sound, and I can make that decision for myself. Or I could decide that, okay, I just want soft music playing in the background, you know, and that would happen. That was what I've always wanted. That's 1 out of 100 reasons why I chose to live alone. So yeah, I got that. You know, the first time I started living alone, probably was it the first night, I don't know, but I rested my head, and there was this peace, this quiet, and I was like, yes, this is what I've always wanted. Yeah, so that's one thing that have stood up for me. Number two, and this is like one of the most important part of living alone, you be responsible with your life. See, if you know anyone who is not responsible right now, there are people that did not live alone and they were responsible. In fact, I've always been responsible for my life, and that was why I was able to afford living alone. So yeah, but there's this heightened level of responsibility that comes with living alone. Like, you're responsible with your finances, you're responsible with your home, your chores, the way your house looks like. You know that now, when I was living with my parents, I know that if I break something in the house, I can always throw it away and move on with it. But this is my house. If I break something in my house, I will feel it, because everything in my house is so precious to me. Especially my mug. My mugs are the ones that are most likely to break. So if I break any of my mug, it will be like as if my heart is broken. I don't know if that makes sense. So you feel responsible for every little detail. If your house is dirty, you are responsible for it. So it's either you get broom and start sweeping, or you get someone to come and clean it for you, and you know you have to pay. If you don't have that kind of money, you better get sweeping. Yeah, so responsible for that. And finances, oh my god, finances is like the biggest part of living alone. It is the biggest part of living alone. Like, you need to manage your money. If you don't manage your money, you are going to finish spending. And while, you might have wonderful parents that might say, oh, let's borrow you money sometimes and everything. Nah, there are some people that don't have people to borrow their money. So if you know that you don't have, or you know that if you want to borrow people more money from people, people will be telling you, excuse me, you know that you cannot afford to live alone. Why did you go and live alone? Yeah, you don't want to hear that. So you want to be responsible, especially with finances, because, hey God, one of the things that shocked me the most about living alone was the bills. Jesus Christ. Today, landlord will say they want to renovate gates. All the neighbors, they will pay 5,000 naira. Tomorrow they'll say plumbing, the pumping machine spots. In fact, that's like the biggest thing. In the first house I lived, and in this one I'm currently living, pumping machine issue. The pumping machine is always going bad, and we always have to contribute money. There's always something wrong. Or they'll say tomorrow they want to clean, the cleaner is coming, they want to throw dirt away, llama. Man, there is so much bills, and that's just like house maintenance bills. Oh, that's apart from your own personal bills. Apart from food, we don't even want to talk about food. Do you know the cost of living in Nigeria right now? Oh my god. Apart from food, you need to take care of your skincare, your brush, toothpaste, everything. You need to do Netflix or anything that will make you feel comfortable in your house. You need to buy stuff in the house. Can we talk about like furniture prices? Oh my god, the bills are much. So you need to be wise. Now, someone like me that likes home decor, like, another reason why I wanted to live alone was because I really wanted to get the opportunity to design my space, the way I want it, without anyone's input, without anyone telling me, oh, like, while I was living with my parents, my mom had a way she wanted the house to look. Yeah, and funny enough, she's really good. Like, she's really good at designing her home. But her style is quite different from my own. If you get, like, it's quite different. I want my walls white, but my mommy does not think that makes sense. Why will you paint your walls white? Why? Do you get it? I'm sure you guys can relate. So we have different styles, and one thing I've always wanted was I wanted to do my house the way I pleased. And that takes money. It takes a lot of money to get that done. So sometimes I have to make the decision between, okay, buying home decor or buying food. If I go to the supermarket to get food to eat, or something to get, sometimes I'll see this little home decors on the side. By the time you check price, 6,000 naira for one, or you see a candle, they say 15k, and you're wondering that if I use this 15,000 to buy rice in the house, I'll be able to eat it for like 2 months. So you have to make decisions to be responsible for your life or not. Whether you want to buy candle and be eating candle, or you want to buy rice and be eating, you need to make a choice. Yeah, so all right, so next, we come to number 3. You will sleep a lot if you live alone, especially if you work from home. Kai, they didn't tell me that working from home and living alone was a very bad combination. Oh my god, very bad combination. Like, I've always been a night owl, especially when I went to university. university life now, the first time you are living alone or the first time you are staying alone and you're making choices for yourself, you just go haywire. So my own way of going haywire was that I spent my night watching movies. I spent my night, doing a lot of unnecessary things, and then in the morning I would sleep. So, as I grew up, I realized I need my mornings, and I tried my best to not be a night owl. I've been really working on it. If you've seen my previous videos on my morning routine, you see that that's really going well. But man, it has not been easy. I'll tell you. There are times that I would manage and wake up early in the morning, right? By the time I'm working, doing this and that, by the time it's 12, 1, 2, 3, my body's already shutting down. Like, Sarah, this is unusual. You're supposed to be asleep by this time. Why are you awake? My body's already acting weird. So I'm sure with time, my body will, come back to how it's supposed to be awake in the morning and sleep at night. But that's a struggle, especially because I live alone, I work from home. So, when I was staying at my parents' house, I would have someone wake me up. Oh, Sarah, stand up, go and watch the play. Sarah, stand up, go and do this. Yeah, nobody's going to do that for you when you live alone. You have to, Sarah, yourself, hello, Sarah, wake up. So, yes, that's, a really downside. And another is, you might get lazy. Is it might? I don't know. But sincerely, there's every tendency that you become lazy when you live alone. That's another downside. Every tendency you become lazy. You'll not be as, energetic as you'd be. Because a lot of us don't realize that why we do so many things is because we live with people that make us. So now, if you are someone who stays with your roommate and your plates are dirty, you've used the plate for a day, your roommate will just tell you, why is the kitchen dirty? You use the plate, I didn't use the plate. Please clean it. You're making me uncomfortable, right? And because you don't want to make your roommate uncomfortable, you stand up and clean it. But if you are living alone, you don't have any roommate or anybody to tell you anything. So you can leave your place for like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't think I've ever done that. Nah, that's nasty. I've never done that because, I get quite irritated easily. But I've left my dirty place for a quiet amount of time that is not very pleasant. And the bell that reminds me that, Sarah, you need to watch this place is number 1, maybe I've run out of plate to use, or number 2, ants, cockroach and everything have started coming. They're like, hi, Sarah, hi. Thank you for building a home for us. Thank you. So, these are the things that reminds me. And, so many other areas of my life, especially in the part of cleaning. I don't know if I'm the only one that struggles with that. I'm part of cleaning my house, cleaning. It is, I feel like the reason why I'm not doing so bad in cleaning is because I get easily disgusted. I get easily irritated. If something is not neat or nice around me, oh my God, I will be so cranky. I can just see this area that, oh, why is it that every time I step on the ground, there's sand on the ground? Remember, Sarah, you have not swept this house for days. You need to do something about it. And then I get irritated. I have to clean it off before I feel better. So if you are the kind of person that you don't really care about your environment, you are going to stay 2 months in that dirty environment, you get sick. Do you get? So yeah, living alone makes you lazy because you rarely have anybody tell you what to do. If you're the only one in the house, you just live life on your terms. So you have to be more productive. So the upside of it is that you become more productive. You make decision that I want to be better. I don't want to be lazy. You take the decision for yourself, and that's the good part. Nobody can disturb you, and nobody will even know when you switch. You can just say that, oh, this is something I'm doing in my life that I don't like. I want to be better, and you just be better. Nobody will know. Nobody will know you fell out. Nobody will, except, as I'm telling you now, if you're not telling someone, do you get? So yeah, that's another good part, living alone. Okay, another lesson I learned, or I'm still learning, is that you miss being with people. Oh my God. Oh, I love the feeling anyway, because when I was staying with my parents, I hated being with people. I don't know how to explain it. I didn't like people's company a lot. I get cranky easily, I don't know the word for it, but I just had a lot of issues. I'll be like, oh, why did you touch this? Why did I? But now that I'm living alone, oh my God, I miss people a lot. When people, I don't know if you saw my video of when I first moved to my first apartment, and I was like, I don't want anybody to come and visit me. Oh my God, yeah, that was a mistake. I shouldn't have said that. Because there are times I'll just be in the house and I'll just be like, oh, why is it that none of my friends are coming to visit me? Let them come and visit. When people say they want to come to my house, I'm always happy. Even though sometimes I act nah, I don't want you to come. I'm always happy because I miss people's company. And I think it's good. Right? I think it's a good thing to get to that stage where you miss people's company. First of to get to that stage where you miss people's company, especially for someone like me that I don't like. I don't hate people, but I'm not really just comfortable with a lot of people at a time. It makes me feel weird sometimes. I don't know if I'm the only one, and I'm not even an introvert. I think I'm somewhere between an extrovert and introvert, like a mix. I think they call it ambivert or something. I'm not an introvert, but when I see a lot of people, I have to talk to a lot of people at the same time, or I have to not talk, or I have to mingle, like make friends with everybody, laugh and everything. There's a point in my like there's a point in time that I get drained, and I'm like, I just want to be alone right now. But then living alone now helps me to enjoy people's company. So when I'm amongst people, I'm like, when I get home now, it's just going to be only me, so let me enjoy what they're saying, let me gist with them. And when someone wants to come over, I'm like, yes, come over, come and say hi, I'll cook for you. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now. I'm really enjoying people's company when they see me and everything. Yeah, that lesson I've learned is that you basically have to be a lot of things to yourself. Yeah, you know, when you live with people, you get people to comfort you. Maybe now it's not that you don't have comfort. Trust me, if I'm going through stuff, I have friends I can call. But you know, when you're staying with people, you have like direct contact with people that can comfort you, advise you, do this, that. But now when you live alone, you have to be these things to yourself. Like you have to cater to yourself. Yeah, if you fall sick you have to treat yourself. For except maybe you were able to call people, and you know, some well-meaning people come to visit and take care of you, which is quite rare, especially if they have their jobs and everything. You have to take care of yourself most times. So yeah, you have to be a lot of things to yourself. And I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. It can be good or bad, yeah. Another important lesson is that you get to do what you want to do whenever you want to do it. It's a good thing, right? Anything you want to do. It can be a good or a bad thing, because you could have work to do now. I'm using myself as an example. You could have work to do now, and you're like, nah, I don't want to work. I want to watch a movie. I want to turn on the TV. I just want to dance to good music. And you do it, and nobody will stop you. Nobody will say, Sarah, you need to go and work. No movies. Turn on the TV. Nobody will say that. So it could be a good or a bad thing. And you know, in the good aspects, everything you want. Like for me, it's home decor. Like one journey I'm going through now that I'm loving is the fact that I have these ideas. I see pictures on Pinterest. I see influencers that I love on Instagram. Like, I want my house to look this way, that way. I want to put my touch on it, like that. Like, I can do anything I want to do whenever, and I really love that. I love that. And you know, thankfully, I'm not using my freedom in a bad way, at least to the best of my knowledge. So I love the freedom. And also, you know, the tricky part is that you get to make decisions, and making decisions are like, and the thing is, when you live alone, you have to make decisions now, like serious decisions. And every decision you make matters. You know, when you are still younger, you're staying with your parents, you can just say that, I won't go to class today, and nothing will really happen. Maybe you just miss a few tests, and you might even, you know, be in secondary school, you miss tests. It will not matter in the grand scheme of things. But you are living alone, you have bills to pay, then you decide that, I want to stop all the jobs I'm doing, I just want to sleep all day, or you don't have savings, you don't have anything. Yeah, you suffer. Another lesson from living alone is that you get to learn more about yourself. Yeah, so you know, you're usually alone. You have more time to see who you really are. You are no longer learning about yourself from what people have to say. Like, you know, when people will constantly say, oh, Sarah, you're too dirty, or Sarah, you're very neat, or Sarah, now you are alone. So you get to see who you truly are. Who am I? Am I a dirty person? Am I neat? How do I manage my space? Is my space beautiful to see? You are no longer hiding behind what other people are doing for you. Now you can see yourself in the best light, or whatsoever light you find it. And now when you get to know yourself, it is time to, you know, work on yourself. So if you get to know yourself and you see that, I have like a lot of strengths, that I never noticed before. What do? You work on those strengths and make use of them. You start making use of those strengths, ensuring, okay, let's say that your strength is that you are a very clean person. I don't know why I keep using this one. Maybe your strength is that you're a very clean person. Now what you do is that you harness that strength. You don't bring yourself down, you don't get tired, you harness the strength. Maybe your weakness is that you are not a very clean person, then you work on changing yourself. So that's one thing living alone does for you. It lets you see who you really are. It lets you see that, oh, I can make decisions, and these decisions are good, because over time you even get to know that, oh, I'm really good at saving, because you know that if you earn and you spend all the money you've earned in that month waiting for another month without saving for your rent or for bills, you are going to be in big trouble. You know that there's nobody to rely on, just yourself. So living alone helps you to see your strengths and your weaknesses, and a wise person would harness their strengths and work on their weaknesses. You'd also get to create new habits. You get to create new hobbies. You get to do anything you want to do. You get to create hobbies. Like, you can decide that you want to take a walk every morning. Nobody's going to stop you if you decide to leave your house by 6 a.m. to take a walk or go for a jog. You are creating new habits that are good for your health. You can decide that, okay, I want to go on a diet. You don't have to take permission from anyone that, from today we won't be cooking red meat again, we will be eating only chicken or just fish. You don't need permission, you can just do it. So yeah, you get to create good habits for your life. You get to change your life without anyone's input. Okay, another lesson I've learned from living alone is that you get to think more deeply. You have all the time in the world, all the peace, all the quiet. You'd hear your soul, you'd hear your heart. Sometimes why people don't really, hear what their mind is telling them, or why they don't really know much about themselves, it's because there's so much noise around them, and there is so much people telling you what to do, what to be, this and that. But when you live alone, you get to think. You don't have a choice, you will think, because your voice will be so loud, especially when you want to sleep at night. This I'm saying, like, from experience. When you want to sleep at night, you just lie down and everywhere is so quiet. You get to just think about your life. Oh, what am I going to do tomorrow? Oh, how am I going to make changes? Oh, how do I earn more? I want to earn more. What do I do? How do I work on my career? How do I make my life better? Where do I see myself in the next 1 year? Now you are no longer thinking small, you're no longer thinking little, you are thinking real life stuff. Like, this is real now. Real life is more real to you because you are living alone. You don't know what could happen next year, but you want to work on it because you want a better next year. So yes, you'd be less anxious about a lot of things. Another reason why I wanted to live alone was because I was dealing with anxiety. Like, it was a lot. And one thing that triggers my anxiety is when I don't have control over my life or my life activities. Yeah, it makes me very anxious. Like, then I knew that if my parents were home, they would tell me to do things. Even maybe I'm thinking about my life now that, I want to start this business, I want to do this, I want to do that. My mom can just come into the room and just say, Sarah, we need to cook. Maybe we want to cook this, want to cook that. And you cannot tell them, oh, mom, I'm trying to plan my business, I'm trying to be better. Nah, nobody cares. Nobody cares for you. Of course, there are times that our parents can be nice and say, oh, I see you are busy, I'll give you some time. But sometimes, even that sometime will never be enough time. I don't know if that makes sense. So I've always felt anxious. Even when I'm doing something, whenever my parents are around, I know they can call me at any time. I'm sure people who live with their parents can relate. No matter how important that thing is, even if I'm working, you are working from home in an African parent's house, in a Nigerian parent's house, you are joking. Because they are like working from home. Your mates are working in office. If you are working in office, you are serious. If you are working from home, you need to have time for washing plates in that time. They don't want to know. So yeah, those things made me anxious a lot. And like this was actually very serious anxiety that I always had. And I barely concentrated and all of those things. Well, now I'm living alone, so I can control my time. I can decide that for the next 4 hours I just want to work. and I'll walk, no disturbance. I can decide to even put my phone on do not disturb because I want to concentrate, focus work, and I'll do it, and I'll finish work for that day. Maybe work that had been pending for a long time, I'll just finish it at once. But if you're leaving your parents, you know that in that 4 hours time you take like 20 breaks. Maybe Sarah, get the plate for me, Sarah. Yeah, while those things now they're like memories for me, and I think about it sometimes, and I'm like, oh, if I were in my mom's place now, should have told me to bring this one, I'll smile. While they are beautiful memories for me now, trust me. I really don't want that to happen to me like again. I love living alone on my terms. I love doing things on my terms. So yeah, those are my 10 lessons. I'm sure that from the 10 lessons there are other lessons that have accompanied it. So those are my 10 living alone lessons. So if you're planning to live alone, girl, boy, go for it. Sincerely, go for it. Just ensure that you have the money. Like, have money, have money, have money. Have money. You don't want to be hungry. Have money, have money, and have a backup plan. And don't give up. I don't know how to explain that without sounding motivational. Maybe at a point in your living alone, you realize that, oh, you are running through some financial crisis and everything. Don't just pack up and give up like that. No, you are an adult now. You are responsible. You are living alone. You need to take care of it. Take care of it on your own. If you need to borrow from someone to take care of it, then return it when you are better. Do that. Take care. You are now an adult. Don't be quick to run back like, oh, my dad told me that it was gonna be hard to live alone, so now I realize how it is, let me run off. No, now that's not what an adult does. You stand, you face it, and you win. You come out of it. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. So in case it gets hard, watch this video and be motivated to continue, because trust me, it will get hard sometimes, but you can do it because the advantages are more than the disadvantages. If you have money, the advantages are even more than disadvantages. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed my talk today. Kindly like, comment, subscribe, and everything. Also, do you like my new background? I feel like in all my videos I always have the new background, but I really love this one and my new bookshelf. So if you like it, let me know. Bye.